Hello, my name is Emilio Rodriguez, and this is the evidence tree of human body care. The team is composed by Juan Pablo Machín Salazar, Antonio Felix, and me, Emilio Rodriguez. Let's begin. First, we are going to talk about the male reproductive system. Here, we have an image of the male reproductive system. The more things that we are going to talk about are the scrotum, the testes, and the ductus deferens. Finally, to go to the penis where the seminal liquid is expulsed. The external parts of the male reproductive system include the penis, the scrotum, and the testicles. Here you have the testicles, the penis, and the scrotum. Now we are going to talk about the sperm path. The sperm travels through the different ducts through up the spermatic cord into the pelvic cavity, over the ureter to the prostate behind the bladder. Here, the vas deferens joins with the seminal vesicle to form the ejaculatory duct, which passes through the prostate and empties into the urethra. Generally, here is the urethra, and the sperm goes out. Now, obviously, this seminal is not only made by nothing. We need the help from the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. Now we are going to know where is the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. Here we have the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland is here. This little thing helps us to do a lot of things on our body. The hypothalamus is a region of the brain that regulates sleep cycles, body temperature, pituitary gland activities, and other autonomic nervous system functions. The pituitary gland is a small pea-sized gland that plays a major role in regulating vital body functions and general well-being. It is referred as the body's master gland because it controls the activity of most other hormone-secreting glands. The primary hormones involved in the functioning of the male reproductive system are the follicle-stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and testosterone. FSH and LH are produced by the pituitary gland. The testosterone is one of the most important hormones that the male will have. Only the male have it and the girls don't. Now we are going to talk about the female reproductive system. Here we are going to talk principal about the vagina, the ovary, and the uterus. Obviously, this is so important because from here comes the babies, and obviously we need the male and the female reproductive system to have a baby. Now, here comes the interessant. What are the oocytes? The ovaries produce the egg cells called the ova or oocytes. The oocytes are then transported to the fallopian tube where fertilization by sperm may occur. The fertilized egg then moves to the uterus where the uterine lining has thickened and responds to the normal hormones of the reproductive cycle. This helps to fertilization, and with this fertilization, we now have a baby. Fertilization usually takes place in a fallopian tube that links an ovary to the uterus. If the fertilized egg successfully travels down the fallopian tube and implants in the uterus, an embryo starts growing. Here begins the implantation, then past the blastocyte hatches, finally comes here, and here is the fertilization. And these are the external female genitalia. Here we have the anus, the opening of a vagina, the opening of urethra, and the clitoris. Now, we're going to talk about the female hormonal regulation. As the males have it, the females have other hormonal regulations. The hormones controlling the female reproductive system include gonadotropin-releasing hormone, follicle-stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone, all of which are produced in the brain. As estrogen and progesterone produced by the ovaries and the corpus luteum and human chorionic gonadotropin. How works the ovarian cycle and the uterine cycle? The ovarian cycle controls the production and release of eggs, and the release of estrogen and progesterone. The uterine cycle governs the preparation and maintenance of the lining of the uterus to receive a fertilized egg. Ovarian hormones control the uterine cycle. About a week into the ovarian cycle, the developing follicle increases its secretion of estrogen, and estrogen levels in the body begin to rise. This hormone triggers the cells of the uterine lining to proliferate, and the lining becomes thicker. Finally, we are going to talk about the birth control methods and how effective are these against the disease of the sexual disease. Okay, first we have the abstinence. The abstinence is the better way. This have a 100% effectiveness because you don't do anything. You don't put your penis into a vagina, so it can be a baby or it can have an ETS. Next, we have the vasectomy. Without the vasectomy, we don't have the seminal. It stops the sperm. So if we don't have sperm, you won't have a contact of fluids. So you can acquire any ETS or have a baby. These have an 89% of effectiveness. Next, we have the two alligations that are the same, but in the girls, the oral contraception, that the birth control pills work by stopping sperm from joining with an egg. This is, as the name says, is an oral. You have it like a pill, and it has 99% effectiveness. Now we are going to pass until the male and the female condom. As we may know, the male condom helps us to, when we ejaculate, the sperm gets in the condom and don't go out. So we can have a baby, but can be the possibility that we contain an ETS. This only has 98% effective. And then we have the finalist. The finalist is control method of birth. First, we have the coitus interruptus. This is when you are making the act and you are going to ejaculate, you take off your penis of the vagina and you ejaculate outside. These only have a 22% of effectiveness, so it's not so recommendable. Finally, we have the morning after pill. If you ejaculate into the vagina and you don't want to have a baby, you can give to the girl a morning after pill. These have an 88% of effectiveness, but this is not effectiveness against the ETS. So it is recommendable to have the abstinence, that is the better, with 100% of effectiveness. Thank you for the attention.